A world forged in conflict, claimed as homeland by the exiles, conquered as territory by the Dominion. There is only one whose words we can trust. Geeks of Nexus.
And welcome to Geeks of Nexus. This is episode number 13 and we're recording on Monday the 3rd of August 2015, and we finally started, having talked for about a whole hour before we even started recording. We have an awful lot to talk about today, and with me to discuss this wonderful news is Sparky. Hello, Sparky.
Hello. Yeah, we've been talking for ages already. I'm knackered. Are we going to call it a night already? Is the podcast over yet?
Should we finish it there? Let's do it.
Yeah, no? I think I'm pretty much done. I'm knackered.
That's
we gotta
it. Go. We're going to put the pre-show talk on YouTube as a show on its own.
Yeah.
The pre-show show banter between Draycass and Sparky.
May as well.
Welcome back, Sparky.
Thank you.
You've been on holiday. How was your holiday?
It was great, yeah. I went to Kefalonia, a little Greek island. It was 40 degrees constantly. I've already told you this, but I should tell the viewers as well. Not a single drop of rain, and it felt like I was in the Maldives because it was just blue crystal water. Beautiful.
I'm so jealous.
Loved it. Yeah, you should be. It was amazing.
Not fair.
Greek yogurt every morning.
Oh, I love Greek yogurt.
That was good.
It's my favourite. You've had a bit of a cold though since you've come back, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're poorly.
I got a welcome back to the UK on this. I think it was 5 hours on the trains to get back up north. I think that's what exposed me, and I've been, so I arrived back, unpacked my bags, and then stayed under my quilt covers in bed for 3 days straight.
Oh, poor Sparky.
I know.
Are you recovered though?
Almost. I'm like 90%. You might be able to tell slightly. I sound slightly different because my nose right now is just completely Hoover Dam blocked. So I apologise to that for all the viewers out there. But yeah. That's the state of Sparky right now.
Get well soon.
Thank you very much.
Eat those strepsils and
But how have you been?
I've been fine. I've had a very good couple of weeks. Hillshot joined me last week for the podcast to keep me company, so that was fun. I want you to meet him. I think you will like Hillshot lots. So thank you, Hillshot, for joining me last week. And we have lots to talk about this week, Sparky.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to try and contain it within an hour.
Okay.
We don't bore people to death. Going to have a couple of shout-outs at the beginning of the show. Thank you very much to Dr. V. Strange for an awesome 5-star review on iTunes. Thank you very, very much for that. As we said last year, wasn't last year at all. It was last week. We have a call to action at the moment. We would love you to, if you like us enough anyway, to put some 5-star reviews up on iTunes and Stitcher and whatever podcasting app you're using for us. Because we did have to put a new feed out for the show, so all our old reviews have disappeared. So if you like us, please go and give us a little review. Be very much appreciated.
Good thing we managed to dump all those 1-star reviews, am I right?
Shh.
Oh, sorry, we're keeping that on the hush hush.
1-star reviews. We had lots of 5 stars. We were very lucky. We had lovely listeners, lovely people. So Sparky, have you had a chance to jump into Wildstar since you've been back?
I have. For once, I've been playing Wildstar. I know it's a shock, but I jumped on and I managed to finish all the adventures.
Yay! So you've done all of them.
Yeah, I got a gold in my last one.
Well done. Which one was that?
I know. Oh gosh, what was the name of it? I can't remember, but you're defending the village. Defending the village from like there's 3 breaks in the walls and there's tanks coming and you have to take NPCs and position them and decide what roles they are.
Oh, yes.
That one.
I know the one you mean, and I can't think what it's called.
No one can because it's an adventure, so don't worry about it.
Refuge, is it Tempest Refuge?
Yes,
yeah,
that rings a bell.
That.
I think it's that.
Cool.
But yeah, that was great. I got lots of gear. I got the gold. When I joined, I got slagged off. Someone said, "Are you sure you're the tank?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the tank."
Why did he say that?
What?
Well, why did he say that?
I think he probably inspected me, Kim, and looked at my gear. And he was
Are
like,
you sure?
Are you sure you're a tank?
Did you die?
You what? Did I die? No.
Did you cause a wipe?
No.
There, you see, it's not all about gear. It's about how well you play.
It's about the Sparky people. You don't. Where I'm going, we don't need gear. Okay.
Well done at completing the adventures.
Yeah, thank you very much.
But you need to do them again when you get to the point of the achievement where you have to get silver in all of them. So maybe you should have held off on that.
What?
Don't look at the camera like that. don't look at the camera. So well done. Right? Anything else? Any other news?
No, well, you just ruined all my news.
Sorry.
But that's fine. That's fine. How about you? Do you have news?
I do have news. I have quite not a lot of news. I have exciting news. I got my Esper up to level 48. So I'm 2 levels off getting level 50 on my exile character, which I'm very excited about because it means that I can join my awesome guild Disaster Area in some veteran runs and hopefully maybe some raiding. Ooh, if they can help me through the achievement process.
Forgot there was raiding in this game.
Raiding. See, and I'm hoping that by doing the achievement process with the guild, doing the adventures with the guild rather than pugging it, it'll be a much more smooth and happy time.
I was going to say ride, but
maybe ride was the right word. Yeah. I couldn't think of the right words. That's what came up. And also,
time.
I purchased a standard box from Amazon because I managed to see one of very good value, a very good price of £6.99, which is £2 cheaper than my subscription. So seeing as you get the 30-day game time with it, I snapped that up before anybody else did. And got the redemption code, and I put the redemption code in, and guess what I got, Sparky?
You got my greatest aspiration in life so far.
I did. I got the Snarfling's mount. Woo!
And I'm so jelly. I saw that. That was the first thing I saw when I arrived back at the UK. The plane landed down on the runway. I got my signal back on my mobile. I was like, boom, open up Twitter. What's been happening, people? What? Kim got a Snarfling's mount? And I immediately replied with, how the hell can I steal that off your hands?
Yeah, and I replied, you have to prize it for my cold dead body. Was the answer.
Yeah. I'm pretty jelly about that. Cause,
you're the mount collector, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Wow, anyway.
Well, not yet. Not yet.
We'll get you.
I've been refraining.
We'll get you hooked yet. Don't you
But
worry.
I do really want that.
Don't you worry.
Well, congratulations anyway.
Thank you very much.
I hate to say that through clenched teeth.
Actually, it is a very cool mount because it comes down and it swallows you up. So you're actually inside the mount. You're not riding on it. You're inside it.
So it's a floating kitty cat that eats you.
Yeah, and it purrs as you go along. So kind of like, like an engine, it's purring. And it kind of bounces, and it's. I can't tell you how amazing it is, Sparky. But there you are. I'm going to move on swiftly before you hit me to news of the week.
Hey, paper, read all about it. Hey, Granite, hey, big bouncer, eat some of this nose over here. Hey, chewer, this broadsheet's bigger than you. Hey, come on, guys, it's only 60 gold. Get back here.
News of the week.
We have big news this week. And there was me when I was getting ready for the podcast thinking, there's no news. Like, we're going to have another week of no news, apart from a little bit of news about the forums, which we'll get into in a minute. And then throughout today, we have picked the best day to do the podcast. I'm glad we didn't do it yesterday, because today, some big news has dropped across Twitter and across Reddit. And I was like, thank the Lord for that, because we have something to talk about.
Yes.
We've got loads to talk about. So we have a new dev in town. Doop, 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 doop.
Oh.
Ooh, stay tuned if you want to hear about it. Because
I bet it's a nobody.
it may, well, they begin with B and then with K and come from Blizzard and they've moved to Carbine.
Brick.
And data mining, as someone's been data mining, we got some stuff that's come up. We're going to look at that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that big news, we have an update on the forums. Forum update. Boop, 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 boop. Another one of them. Sunshine posted on Thursday, the 30th of July. Hello, everybody. We are happy to say the issues we had with the Wildstar forums have been resolved and we're back online. Sadly, though, due to a rollback, we did lose some content. We are working to bring some of that content back, so we do ask for your patience with that regard. That being said, we are terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Thanks very much. The Team Wildstar. So, the forums have amnesia. Was also posted. Sadly, there was content data loss in the process as the forums have been rolled back to the last backup. I'd like to say that maybe they should have backed up a little bit more often, so they wouldn't have had such an issue. And they're going to try and work out, see if they can get any of it recovered. But on that note, I would like to say that if you've entered any kind of competition, for example, the Black Dagger Society had their housing contest, which was on the forums, and people could apply to it through the forums. They have lost a load of entries through this wipe. So if you entered the Black Dagger Society housing contest, please go back to the forums. You have until the 7th of August to repost your entries. So go back there.
Gosh.
Now.
So yeah, head back on and check where you've been and where you haven't been.
Just to make sure you're
Again.
on there.
Yeah.
And we did have a bit of an update on kind of what happened. There was a slightly longer post that was posted by Carbine saying, hello everyone, on Friday the 24th of July we discovered that the Wildstar forum software had been compromised by someone using a software exploit. Once we confirmed this, we immediately pulled the forums down to minimise damage and investigate. Our teams are analysing the scope of information that might have been visible, and we believe that it is limited to email and IP addresses. So you might get a load of spam, but hopefully they won't be able to get into your account. Unless they work out your password.
Reassuring.
Password 1. As well as forum content created by our users, including posts, private messages and profile information. So as long as you didn't put your password in your profile information, hopefully it'll be right. While we cannot confirm any of this information was accessed, we felt it was right and important to let you know as soon as possible. We can confirm that no passwords or other personal information was visible. We sincerely apologise for the forum downtime. Our player security is of top priority to us. As a result of this intrusion, we are completely rebuilding the Wildstar forums and rolling back our forum data to the latest state we feel is secure. We have audited all NSoft, West games and forums and found no evidence of compromises. At this point, no action is required from forum users. However, we advise that you are extra vigilant about phishing emails. Carbine and NCSoft will never ask you for your password or billing information via email. We are working to have the Wildstar forums up again in the next few days. Thank you for bearing with us.
Yeah. So.
How do you feel about that, Sparky?
It's been a rough a rough week whilst I've been gone.
It has, hasn't it?
Gosh.
It has.
I came back and it was all in shambles, Kim.
This is what happens when you go away, you see.
I know. I leave for 1 week.
This is what happened. Think about all the poor people that like to read the forums every day. What were they doing, twiddling their thumbs?
All of the flames from the forums.
All the flames from the forums.
They've all been removed.
Didn't happen. We've lost it.
No one was raging. Everyone was very content.
So, on a serious note, though, if you do get any emails that appear to be from Carbine, but they have like a strange link in it, just be extra vigilant and make sure that you're not being conned to enter any kind of billing information or passwords.
Yeah. Don't log in to www.wildstar.net.
No. Check all URLs.
Yeah.
Don't be that person who replies to the Prince of Nigeria, sending him £10,000 to have some, business empire sent to you.
Yeah. Well, it's not all
Lovely.
bad. I mean, it helped me clear some of my uni debt.
How many people did reply to your email, Sparky?
Well, I wasn't the one sending it out. I just had an uncle die that I'd never heard of. Loads of money.
Oh, great.
It was really weird.
Well done.
Yeah.
We're really
Anyway, we've got
blabbling
big
this
news,
morning. We
Kim.
have big news. We're moving on to the big news of the week. Big news.
Yeah.
So
the brick we were talking about earlier.
The brick we were talking about, the B and the K.
Yeah.
So the former World of Warcraft community manager, Bashiok, also known as Michael Whipple, announced he was leaving Blizzard last week. Amongst lots of shock and awe from Blizzard fans. For those of you that don't know who Bashiok is, he's been a Blizzard CM for 12 years or so.
Yeah.
Very, very involved in the community. Very outspoken and funny. And generally awesome. Seen a lot on the Blizzard forums. Spends lots of time there. You know of him, Sparky, do you not?
Yeah. I know him very well. We've had many a beers together, reminiscing about
That's not true.
scrubs in WoW Arena.
So there was also speculation about where Bashiok might be going. And this morning, Monday, which was his first day of work, he was saying on Twitter that he was going to be starting his first day in his new job today. He posted a little picture of his car dashboard as he was driving. I'm hoping he wasn't moving when he took the picture. But it's a picture of his dashboard driving along on his commute to work with a Roused Hour plushie on the dashboard. And he said, all right, let's go, buddy. # first day. So from that, everybody is surmised, and hopefully it's true, because otherwise we'll look stupid. And he's just messing with us. But it looks like he's joining Carbine.
Well, it's confirmed now. I'm on his Twitter feed.
Is he actually confirmed
two
it?
hours ago, Kim. This is brand new.
We haven't looked. See, while we've been
news.
talking, this has been happening.
Yeah, whilst pretty much as soon as we rang each other, he posted on Twitter, excited to join at NC Soft Games as senior content manager.
It's confirmed.
Confirmed.
It's confirmed.
In blood. Well,
Confirmed
no,
in his own
in
blood.
writing, but with the blood of WoW fans.
So WoW fans are very, very sad, and Wildstar fans are very, very excited by this news. Twitter's been awash with lots of excitement. Are you excited about this? Do you think it's a good move for Wildstar?
I think it's an interesting news. I mean, this is a guy, his role now is clearly senior content manager, and that's a big change from community manager.
This is very true. Do you think he'll still be active in the community, though?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I assume as long as all of the WoW fans haven't drained it out of his very soul.
Maybe he doesn't want to
Which
get
is
involved
very
in that side of it
possible.
anymore, yeah.
Yeah.
No forum. He just want to stay away from the forums. I'm going nowhere near the forums.
Yeah, no, but he's really good at his social media management, so I'm sure he'll be as active as ever. But yeah, it looks like he'll be providing possibly more of an actual sort of content drive. He'll be actually sort of spearheading what's included in the game, not just how he manages it with the players. And that's pretty crazy. That's a big change.
Crazy. So we've lost a Frost, but gained a Bashiok.
Yes.
I like to say. And those of you that do follow him on Twitter, if you were following at Bashiok, which is his WoW tag, that's now inactive because Blizzard like to keep hold of their dev tag names, a bit like Ghostcrawler. He drags that name away from his cold hands. They've done the same with Bashiok. So if you want to refollow him, he's now at Michael Whipple, which is MICHWHIPPLE. So go follow him and give him some love. Go and give him a big hug and say welcome to Nexus. Because we're a very welcoming community here, aren't we?
Not really. Get out.
Well, we are Sparky.
Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, it'll be awesome.
So that's exciting times, and we look forward to see what happens in the world of R.I.P. Bashiok at Michael Whipple.
The world of Wildstar.
World of Wildstar. So there's also been some data mining going on.
Oh boy.
With the Reddit community.
Are you ready for this 100% accurate prediction?
Most of it's probably going to completely change or not happen. However, data mining is sometimes accurate. And some of it's very exciting. I like some of this stuff that's been dug out of it. So if you go on to the Wildstar Reddit, you'll be able to see some of these images that have been pooled for drop 6. Looks like it's going to be a content finder.
Yeah.
Sparky, do you like to look at this content finder?
Well, it looked pretty barren in the image that was data mined. It was literally just a frame called Content Finder. But it's pretty interesting. I'm guessing it's going to be like Group Finder, obviously. But I reckon it's going to be for the more miscellaneous stuff. Like stuff out in the actual real world that's not instanced.
Group questing and things like that. Instanced.
Yeah, instanced.
Because it has got on there questing along the top, isn't it?
Yeah,
and is it exploration? I haven't got it in front of me because it's on the other page. Oh, Sparky! It's because we're on the other one that hasn't got it on it. But yeah, it's got some interesting tags on the top. But it does look like it's going to be rather than the group finder we've got now, which is for the adventures and for battlegrounds. It looks like this is more for open world content.
Yeah, I got it. I pulled it up.
Oh, you see, look how
It
good
says
you are.
suggested PvE and PvP. It's got quests, expeditions, adventures, and dungeons. So some of that stuff is instanced, of course.
Got the
Quests
extra
is
tags for
not.
quests.
Expeditions, adventures is instanced, and dungeons is instanced. I'm guessing. So maybe this is like to find a more pre-made group. So you can kind of choose who you're going with instead of getting matched with random people like me with terrible gear.
We discussed. WoW used to have a similar group finder long time ago, going way back, where you could basically say, "I'm in this zone doing this quest. Does anyone want to come and join me?" Kind of thing. And it would have a list of other people who were also looking for that same content, and you could whisper them and say, "Hi, do you want to come and join me for this?" As opposed to having to shout it out in zone chat.
Yeah.
So, that's impossible.
Yeah, definitely possible. How would you feel about that? Getting some sort of thing like that back?
I think that's a positive thing if it works well. Because at the moment, you have everybody in zone chat going, "Anybody available for this quest that needs 5 people? Please," especially as you get higher up the zones, when you get into Blighthaven and places like that, where there's lots of group content. If you're running around on your own and you haven't got a guild or whatever, it's going to come in much handier, especially with free to play, with all the extra people coming in. It's going to make finding a group easier. So it can only be a good thing, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I'm a fan as well.
It's bound to be something. It's going to come down to
think of something that could go wrong.
It's going to come down to how long you have to wait, how they're going to implement it, and how easy it's going to be to and if people are going to use it. Because sometimes things like this, people don't use it for questing. They might use it for the dungeons and something else. But I suppose because they're linking it in with the same UI, with the dungeons and the adventures, it's going to be there for people to see.
Yeah.
So it might be utilised. If people utilise it, it'll work.
Yeah. So that's good.
That's good. It also looks like, well, it doesn't look like, this is probably obvious, they're going to change it anyway. A new crafting UI, and a new rune crafting UI, by the look of it.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. Furiously scrolling.
It's up here. So rune crafting, you've got create basic runes, create set runes, and equip runes. So, again, you can't really see it on the picture.
But I guess they're just ordering it a bit better than the sort of 100-odd list down the side we've got at the moment.
And crafting, generally, is a pain. I really do. I normally quite like crafting and professions in most MMOs, but I don't like it in Wildstar.
No, it is a bit of a pain.
Cooking is... I tried doing it, just from the UI, and I'm like, I can't work this out, and I can't be bothered to go and Google how to do it, so I just haven't bothered. So I'm hoping that the new crafting UI is going to be much simpler.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Just if professions are too much of a pain to level up equally as you go through the leveling up process for your character, and if you're not close to max, I feel at max level, then something's wrong with the system. And I think that's the same here. I haven't bothered to level cooking. I haven't bothered to level up my weaponsmith. And mining itself is almost as much as a bane. So yeah.
Well, I do all my sort of. I'm a. Oh God, I can't talk now. I've been talking a bit too long. My brain's gone. It's too hard.
Stay with it, Kim.
I've done. No, it has gone from my head. Sparky, talk.
I just started to talk. You've done some sort of quest.
No.
Have you done a quest? No.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Should we just play charades instead?
Yeah, let's do that.
Was it a film?
Sounds
TV
like 2 words. First word, second syllable. Anything where you collecting professions. You know what I mean.
Gathering professions.
Gathering, that's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
Gathering
Hey, ding,
professions.
ding, ding.
Oh my word. Gathering professions. I haven't even had a drink today. I haven't drunk alcohol or anything. Gathering professions. I do my gathering professions as a quest up because that's nice and easy as you're going along. You just do it. But I don't have a use for any of it, so I've just got to go and sell it. It just seems, at the moment, it seems a little bit redundant. And I think that's something they definitely need to look at. So hopefully they will be. What else is there? Rapid transport taxi. Now, I like the look of this.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah, so that there's a window, and it's called Taxi Vendor, and it's got the options of Alicia, Izzy Groll, however you pronounce it, Elazar, and Farside, as a sort of drop down on the bottom left. And up in the top left, there's a rocket ship button that's new.
Mm-hmm. And how is that little house as well on the right hand side? It looks like you can quickly go to your house, maybe.
Yeah,
Top right.
well, this is need to be careful territory here because we are completely stabbing in the dark.
Well, of course, it's just data mining. It's all rumour and hearsay, and we're just guessing an image.
Yeah, but that's kind of it's really bad for podcasting. But that's all I'm tempted to say. There's a rocket button on the map. Maybe when you press it, something to do with the rocket happens. But,
that's amazing, Sparky. That is amazing.
There you go.
If we can glean anything from this, it's that possibly, maybe, if we're lucky, they are trying to implement some kind of rapid transport, which means you haven't got to go back to the home city and go to the ports, try and find the one you want to go to. I want to go to Malgrave. Where is it? Over there on the right. Okay, go over there on the right and click it. It looks like you, hopefully, fingers crossed, if this is what I think it is, you just bring up your map and click where you want to go, and it takes you there.
We need some more disclaimers on this.
Is that what we think it might be? Maybe, possibly, hopefully?
I would imagine it's probably some sort of fast travel. There was, on this first image, it says rapid transport cooldown 5. Oh no, sorry, that's a $N, so I guess that's no value yet. But I'm guessing there's going to be a big cooldown on some sort of fast travel that gets you somewhere?
To a zone. To a zone, quickly.
To a zone, yeah. To a world, I guess.
To a world, in a zone.
In a world.
A new mount, by the look of it, as well.
Yep.
Nice looking mount.
Yep.
Got kind of dracony tusks on it.
It's a big pile of floating tusks and engines, it looks like. So
with a skull and some fluffy hair.
Yeah. Looks uncomfortable, but looks pretty badass at the same time.
I'm trying to work out whether you sit on the back bit or whether that's for your luggage or whether you kind of like lay on the horns.
Yeah, I think you have to sort of straddle and balance yourself in between the horns and hope that your knees don't drag.
Oh, that could be painful, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Knee scarring, carpet burn, floor burn. Yeah, that would not be good.
No.
There's also a little image here that's got your housing plot UI, which has got a select new plot rotation. But it says the word plot rotation, which would suggest it's something to do with the neighbourhoods, the communities maybe.
Yeah.
That you may be able to rotate your plot.
So you can... Yeah.
So
it's
you
not
can
like
create like a little cul-de-sac or something. You can kind of work out the angle it's going to be and where it's going to be, maybe. potentially.
Among all the other plots, possibly.
Yeah. And another little UI that's got landscape enhancements.
Yes.
Which, again, we don't know whether this is linked to neighbourhoods or whether it's linked to housing.
I reckon it's linked to neighbourhoods because in the top left, do you see it? Sorry, it says it's got all the icons that we're familiar with in housing, but they're in a different orientation and they're different sizes. Yeah. And it says select a plot instead of what is it at the moment?
Plug.
Like, select a plug, yeah, or something like that.
And it's also got down the bottom, purchase more housing plugs.
Yeah.
So it looks interesting. It looks like, neighbourhoods are going to be fun.
Yeah, so is this the introduction of neighbourhoods? Are they going to be here for drop 6, do we reckon?
I was thinking it's kind of already been confirmed that we're going to get neighbourhoods maybe for free to play. So
with the no delays though?
Well, there's always potentially delays. Always potential for delays.
Yeah.
But there's also a daily login bonus by look of it. Which it says, today you've unlocked... Blah, 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 blah. It's all blank at the moment because obviously this is just data mining. But it looks like you're going to get a bonus depending on how often you log in. So if you log in every day, a bit like lots of free-to-play games, you get them on the mobile, don't you? If you log in every day, you get an extra reward. Maybe linked to loyalty points, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark.
I don't know. I doubt it.
And there are rumours that some of the new daily login incentive rewards might be double XP, things like that.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's more likely. Yeah.
We're all surmising. We don't know. Me and Sparky don't know.
We have no idea what we're talking about.
It's all guesswork. There's also this. We've seen this before, but the Shades Eve artwork. Because we're pretty sure. I can confidently say I'm 99% sure that Shades Eve is going to be our first holiday. Around Halloween time, I'm guessing that's going to drop.
Yeah, must be around Halloween.
So this is an interesting question. The first holiday in Wildstar, because obviously you never have holidays in your first year as an MMO. They've got other stuff to sort out. Is it going to happen before the free-to-play drop or after?
I want it to happen before, as a little reward, a little bit bonus for people that are stuck with it. I think that would be a nice gesture for those that have supported Carbine and Wildstar all this time. So that's what I want, but I reckon, but it's probably going to be after, as a nice little big extravaganza welcome to all the new players. I think that's going to be more likely because it's going to be an incentive for the game to grow.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you're right. If it happens after, that's an awful lot of stuff that's going to be there.
Yeah.
As extra stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I could see that it would then give the current players content to work through, while the new players work on the old content. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. I see where you're going. It'd be quite nice to have it first, as a little thank you. But at the same time, if you can have some big extravaganza, holidays going on, welcome to Wildstar at the same time. Yeah. So this beggars the question, do you think that the free-to-play is going to happen before Halloween, before October, to give people a little bit of a lead-up for it? Or will it happen dead on October? Or will it happen after October and we get Shades Eve first and then the free-to-play players come in in November or something like that? How would you play it if you were Carbine?
If I was Carbine, I think if I was Carbine, I'd want to reward those that have been here. Like I said, like I'd want if I was a player that's playing at the moment, which I am, so I do want it. And I would drop it on Halloween. Not on the exact day, but, in October,
around,
like you said.
Yeah.
Around Halloween. And then introduce free-to-play after, like November or December, around Christmas time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'd do.
If I was Carbine, I think I would drop free to play at the same time as Shades Eve. Maybe a week.
Really?
Shades Eve maybe a week or so after. And the reasoning for that is because, like I said, when you get the new players coming in, they're happy leveling up, and then the current players have some new content to play with.
That's
But
true.
at the same time, there's some little interesting things maybe for the new players to do and for the new players to see what's happening.
Yeah,
Catch them in it.
I get that. I can see your reasoning there.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
We've got some thoughts of some Twitter users as well later on in the Twitter thing, so we'll get back to that. But lastly, there were some achievements that have been data mined as well, in relation to a Protostar veteran achievement and some new battlegrounds. So the achievements themselves are Proto Games veteran, and it comes under the achievements of raiding or raid, which is interesting. And also Matchmaker, Battlegrounds, Bone Shaker, and Matchmaker, Battlegrounds, Adventure Outpost.
Yeah.
So we've got some new achieves there. So a veteran Proto Games, which would be fun. But is it going to be a dungeon or a raid?
Well, if it's under the raiding tab, I'm gonna say it's a raid.
But there's another one up there though that says achievement raid Proto Games.
Oh, is it?
So it makes me wonder whether, because everyone on Reddit is basically going on about the fact it's got raid there. So is it
Yes.
going to be like a casual raid, like a raid finder, or is it going to be a dungeon? Dun dun dun.
I reckon
it would just be a veteran dungeon, personally.
I reckon it's gonna be bigger.
You reckon it's going to be bigger? You reckon it's going to be a 20-man raid, you?
Yeah.
A raid finder.
Yeah. If they're bringing in a new dungeon finder, content finder that we were talking about, what would be better to show it off than a new raid you can join?
Okay, we'll see. That could get very messy.
That could be a complete shitstorm.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Oh dear. Just the thought of that hurts my head.
Please, no more LFR.
On that note, there's been mentions around that there should be some gear requirements for veteran dungeons, maybe even for raids.
No, please, no.
But time travel, CRB_time travel popped up on Twitter, and has basically said that there won't be a kind of block you from queuing requirement, but they will have a suggested minimum gear score for various instances on the content finder. So the new content finder, which we're seeing on this data mine, what they're basically, when the free-to-play update comes, there's going to be a sort of a recommendation of what your gear score should be before you enter specific dungeons and adventures.
Well,
So it's like a warning, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can still do it, but be prepared to have your ass handed to you if you don't meet this gear score,
Yeah.
and to have players point and laugh at you
Yeah. Definitely.
in some form, shape or form.
Yeah.
So do you think that's a good thing, bad thing, gear score?
Well, as long as it's just a sort of little footnote, or like you said, a warning, like by the way, this is a bit hard for you, maybe. Go in under your own volition.
Yeah, there's nothing
But,
worse. That's one thing I've hated in MMOs is the gear blocker. Like, you
Yeah.
cannot enter this dungeon until you get to this gear, and sometimes you're like 1 or 2 points off, and you're like, oh, for God's sake, I've got to go back, get the specific piece of gear that I need before I can go into there. And
Yeah.
you're thinking, would 2 points really make that big a difference? But
Yeah.
you can make up your own mind if there's a gear score there. It says, well, you should really be, gear score of 50, but you're currently 48. Oh, that's all right, I can manage that.
Yeah. Well, what would be nicer is if it only gives the warning to like people that's on their first level 50 or something.
Yeah.
Because if there's going to be loads of people out there that are making new alts, and because they're already experienced with the game, they've already got all their key bandings and add-ons and stuff set up. They know what they're doing. They know the tax. they can just go in and face roll it, even if they're, 10, 20, 30 item levels under.
Yeah.
So they don't
People that
necessarily
don't know what
need
they're
a
doing.
one.
Maybe you want to go and do a few more adventures before doing this dungeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Off you go, little minion. Work harder. Come back. Achieve.
Grind more.
Go back, grind more. Hurry up. So on a fun note, finishing the news on a fun note, it's all been quite fun actually, it's been quite good. Katia Manigan's Wildstar Racing Championship is here. When and where? Qualifier races will be on Monday, August the 3rd and Thursday, August the 6th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Championship race Friday, August the 7th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time between the 4 winners. The plot you will need to go to is Katia Racer, that's Katia Racer, and they are on the Exiles on the Mega Server Entity over in the NA again. I was saying, Sparky, the NA do a lot of these activities and the EU aren't doing a lot, so we maybe need to do some stuff.
Yeah, we should do some stuff sometime.
I'm thinking of something for my plot. I don't know what it's going to be yet, because I haven't done anything with my Esper's plot yet. I'm going to make something exciting and do some kind of something.
My plot is abysmal right now. It looks like a sort of abandoned farm.
See?
It's just boring and horrible.
We have an opportunity here to utilise the plots that aren't being used to do something. But anyway, regardless of that, let's go back, because Katia has already done something amazing. The prizes are going to be championship race winning 1 box copy of Wildstar, so you've got a chance to win the Snarflink mount. Qualifying races, you'll get 4 plat, and the mini race winners during qualifying nights will get a piece of house decor. So well worth heading along. And there is also some video of the previous races they've done, which is quite fun. So just go and have a look. I think on Wildstar Core there's a link. Also, if you search, Katia Racer Wildstar Racing Championships or something in Google, I'm sure it'll pop up, or on YouTube.
Sure, you'll find it.
You'll be able to find it. So, the basic racing rules. The qualifier races will allow mount speed, but no speed buffs. And those nights will also have mini races in other lower level mount speed divisions. After the 4th qualifier race is complete, we will have 4 races, and I will open race betting for 24 hours leading up to the main event by mailing their bets and the name of their racer to Katia Racer with standard betting pool odds. That way everyone can get excited to watch the championship race. Qualifiers are encouraged but not required to bet their winnings on themselves for the championship race. They may not bet on other races to avoid illegal betting shenanigans. So there you go.
God, sounds like there's going to be bookers around it and everything.
You can bet on yourself but not other people. I'm going to bet on that guy and then I'm going to... Oops, I've fallen over! That's what they're trying to avoid there. Which is fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, that's alright.
See, I'm really upset that we're not on the NA service, because I would love to go along to this.
Yeah, as long as they're not doping.
Well, there's a lot of that going around apparently at the moment. Sneaking a potion in before they go. I haven't taken any speed boosts. So that's it for the news. Lots of news. We kind of wrapped it up very quickly in lots of little bundles. So next up is our lore segment, which hasn't been done at the time of recording, but will be done.
You don't need to tell them that.
No, I do, because I can't lie about things. There's a reason. It's because Sparky's got a bad throat and he wants it to be repaired. But by the time it is up on YouTube and on the podcast, it will be ready and fantastic and complete. Our new lore, having gone away from the races, is going to be Thyad Under Siege. It's going to be a 2-parter. 2 parts. Part 1 this week, part 2 next week. Or we might mix it up and do part 2 this week and part 1 next week. We won't do that.
I'll just throw a knuckleball.
Yes. So here is our lore segment.
Since Nexus was discovered, it was inevitable that conflict would follow between the Exiles and Dominion. One such battleground is the windswept plains of Galeras, where the Crimson Legion of the Dominion launched surprise attacks against exile settlements. Despite their best efforts, the exile-free companies of Nexus have been driven back to the ancient ruins of Thad, where exile refugees seek protection within the long-abandoned city. As FCON forces scramble to regroup, pounded by constant artillery fire and aerial attacks, the Dominion cut off vital supply lines, leaving those hiding behind Thad walls hungry and desperate. Meanwhile, the townsfolk of nearby Tempest Refuge face a siege of their own behind hastily constructed barricades, all that stand between them and a detachment of homicidal sappers. No news has been heard from the beleaguered exile settlement since the last distress call, and with FCON trapped defending Thad, things look grim for Tempest Refuge. Commander Jurek Stonebreaker has sent a group of exile heroes to help turn the tides of war, but will they arrive in time? To the north of Tempest Refuge lies the Crimson Legion's base of operations, where the ruthless Colonel Audax leads a bloody Dominion campaign against the exiles of Galeras. Within the base is a prison where Dominion intelligence agents subject exile prisoners to dastardly experiments. Nearby, the Crimson Fuel Depot keeps Dominion war vessels fueled and armed for a sustained campaign of devastation against the exiles. To win the war in Galeras, exile heroes must help destabilize the Crimson Legion chain of command and destroy this Dominion stronghold. To pave the way for a counterstrike, Commander Jurek deploys his trusty second-in-command, Sergeant Kara. Accompanied by exile heroes and a detachment of hard-charging destroyers, Sergeant Kara must find a way to sabotage Crimson Legion operations and prepare for the oncoming assault. Only when the Dominion has been confused and weakened can the final battle for Galeras begin.
Hang on, no, I don't need to do that. Stop. I don't need to do that. I'm not going to bother doing the sounder when there isn't any.
Yeah, just skip it.
There are no flames from the forums this week because the forums have been down and we need to give the community a chance to catch up. Really. Maybe
that couldn't be the flames from the forums. It is the literal flames of the forums. They're on fire.
The burning forums. So go on the forums and, get typing.
Get angry, people.
Get angry. Get to typing and build up the forums back up. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Oh dear.
In 300 yards, turn right.
No. I know a shortcut up here.
Please turn around when possible.
I'm doing the sounder, Sparky. Shut
up.
Oh,
sorry. God.
Quantum-powered universal guidance system.
I can't hear it. I just thought you died.
Lumbering oaf. Please follow the damn directions or face destruction.
I'm new to this.
These add-ons are starting to piss me off.
And what I could do is edit that, but I'm not. I'm going to leave it in.
I was just wondering if you're going to start it again or not. No.
I'm just going to leave it like that.
Cool.
Everyone will know what an idiot you are, really. We've done this now for years, and when I go quiet, I'm playing a bumper.
Damn it.
Sparky. So you've been on holiday, you've forgotten how this all works.
Not the loop.
So this week's add-on of the week is Mr. Fancy Pants, Equipment Manager. Mr. Fancy Pants is an Equipment Manager for Wildstar. Surprise, surprise. The API does not allow us to equip gear through add-ons directly. However, The guy who has invented this add-on has come up with a temporary workaround to help in the meantime. I'm guessing this might all get fixed by free-to-play, because that would be an amazing addition to have a gear manager. But in the meantime, you can use this. Once we have the required API calls, he'll remove the workaround in an update version of the add-on. But at the moment, Mr. Fancy Pants allows you to create and save various sets of gear. A large interface icon will appear in the upper right corner of the UI, displaying any gear you need to equip that's set. So this is very handy if you play a tank and a DPS, or a DPS and a healer, and you've got 2 sets of gear that you want to switch around for whatever reason. Just do it at a touch of a button. Touch of a button, very handy. But again, this is something that maybe Carbine want to look at implementing themselves in the game.
Yeah.
Always handy.
I need this. Like right now.
Go download it from Curse.
Yeah.
It hasn't been updated, but it does still work.
Right.
So Carbine need to get their own. Oh, I need to get it.
Yeah.
Like to put something information.
It's pretty needed. Yeah.
Yes. Mr. Fancy Pants also now adds a line in the tooltip of items used in sets, letting you know what sets they belong to. So that's basically for if you are thinking about deleting something, and it will go, this is in this set currently, so you know you need to replace it, or not delete it, or not sell it, or whatever.
Right.
That's that. That's that one. That's that add-on of the week.
Good. I like it. I love it.
I like it.
I'm hooked. I like it. Or I think it's got to be very handy.
Hey, you've reached Geeks of Nexus. Unfortunately, Twitter's carrier pigeons were lost at Alicia Sea or something, so, leave a message after the tone. Bye.
Tweet of the week! I can say it really well now. I've got it down to
Have
a
you been
T.
practicing?
I have been practicing, yeah. It's like
Every day.
It's like 3 weeks in a row now. 3
You're
weeks.
on a roll, girl.
I'm on a roll.
It's turts of the derps.
So I asked the question, when do people think Wildstar is going to go free to play? And this kind of ties in with the question we were having earlier, which is interesting, because Idistinia reckons October. Just his thought, he says. And Captain Codfish has said November.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that name. I hadn't read it yet.
What,
Captain Codfish. That is brilliant.
He's an amazing guy on Twitter. Twitter. So that's kind of around what we were thinking anyway. I think most people's thoughts are October or November.
Yeah.
So I still think it's going to come around Shades Eve. It's going to be around there. Before, after, or during. I'm not pinning myself to any of those. But my bet...
It's a pretty conservative bet.
My bet is it's not going to be September.
At some point in time, it will come out.
I'm going to bet. This is going to be my bet. It's not going to be September. It's not going to be December. It's going to be October or November.
Okay. I think it's later. I'm saying November/December.
Okay. Not ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
But the tweet of the week, the actual tweet of the week, goes to our very own, and I can say this now, our very own Mika Whipple, aka Bashiok, rest in peace, at Mika Whipple. He said, I just love saying it like that. Mika Whipple, it was a great name.
Mika Whipple. It's an ice cream flavour.
I'll have the Mika Whipple, please. You can't take some Mickey out of someone's name. The only thing that matters is, at the end of it all, I had more Twitter followers than Ghostcrawler.
For a month or so.
So I like that. Yeah, now he's got significantly less. So everybody, go and follow at Mika Whipple and give him more Twitter followers so he feels loved and welcome to the Wildstar community. So that is it. That is it.
Oh my god.
Welcome back, Sparky. We've made it to the end of another Wildstar Geeks of Nexus podcast.
Oh yeah.
With lots of news.
Loads
and
of news.
epicness. So that's it from Geeks of Nexus. Thank you very much for listening or watching. You can find our podcast on iTunes or Stitcher, and you can find the video of us, if you want to see our ugly mugs, at YouTube. Just look for Official Epic Geeks, youtube.com/Official Epic Geeks, or search for Geeks of Nexus and you will find us. You can also find me, Draycass, at Draycass. Where can we find you, Sparky?
You can find me at Epic Dark Sparky.
And you can follow the official Geeks of Nexus Twitter at Geeks of Nexus. We're also part of the Epic Geeks Network, www.epicgeeks. Can't speak at all now, can I? epicgeeks.co.uk, where you can find us out more about Geeks of Nexus and other podcasts, game podcasts, and geeky podcasts as well. But I really need to stop now. I've been talking for too long. This is what happens when you have an hour-long pre-show and then you do a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop now. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, thank you.
Goodbye.
This podcast is part of the Epic Geeks Network. To find out more about our other gaming podcasts, head to epicgeeks.co.uk.